Hello, my name's Mel, welcome to my world, and for those of you that are new to my channel, it's all about self-built DIY camper vans and camper van related stuff. So if that's something that interests you, then please do consider subscribing to my channel. Now today is Wednesday, so this is a Waffle on a Wednesday. Now traditionally Waffle on a Wednesday has been live, but recently I've had quite a few questions and comments that need more of a visual explanation than a verbal one. So today I've done a bit of a pre-recording so I can physically show an explanation to these questions that I've had quite recently. Now we're going to start with a question from Bruce Lauderdale. He's not Australian and he's not from Fort Lauderdale, he's actually from Devon, I think. He's a long-term subscriber and he has helped me out immensely in the past, giving me loads of advice, in particular showing me how to delete the captions and putting them right. And thanks to Bruce, I no longer smell. If you've watched some of my earlier videos, you'll know that when I introduce myself, the captions say, "Oh man, I smell," rather than "Hello, my name's Mel." So thank you, Bruce. I really appreciate helping me change those captions. It was a bit embarrassing to say the least. So Bruce has asked me, what would I do in an emergency? If there was a fire, can I get out the back doors? Like for instance, if there's a fire in the cab or my stove was to burst into flames and I can't get to my sliding door. Yeah, cheers Bruce, don't jinx it mate. Can I open my back doors, because I've got deadlocks fitted to this van, so can I open the back doors in an emergency basically? But before I show you how I open my back doors when I'm laying in bed, here's an interesting fact for you, and I've just found this out today by talking to my very dear friend in Australia, Margaret. Hi Margaret, hi Vicky, hi Matthew, Evie. Right. So Margaret tells me that the #1 cause of fires in Australia is actually candles and cats. Who'd have thought it, right? But you think about it, it does kind of make sense. So that's why the title of this video is called Candles, Cats and Camper Vans, thanks to Margaret. Right, so let's get on with the demonstration. How do I open my back doors in an emergency? So before I show you that I can open the back doors from inside, this is what Bruce has picked up on, that I've got these deadlocks fitted to the van, and this van will not open unless you've got a key and physically put it in there and open it. Rather like the front door in a house, you need a key to physically open the door. So what would I do if one of my cats was to knock over a candle in my camper van and it all bursts into flames and I need to get out the back doors? Allow me to take my boots off, climb on the bed, and I'll demonstrate that I can actually open these back doors in an emergency. So picture the scene if you will. I'm laying in bed, I'm fast asleep, and my alarm goes off. My smoke alarm starts going crazy. The cat's knocked over a candle, my van's on fire. Oh no, what do? I'm not going out of there, so the only way out is through my back door. It's quite simple. I'll just reach down, grab the handle, if I can, there you go, and I can open the door. Simple as that. Despite this having deadlocks on it, it can be opened from inside. And just about closed as well. I think that's not quite shut. Right, let's go outside now, put my shoes back on so I can shut the door. Hi Mel, what size sink is that? I'm just doing some underbed storage kitchen on my T4. I want to squeeze a sink in too. Cheers pal. Well, pal, Laro. Adventures of Laro, that comes from. Right, well my sink isn't actually a sink. It started life as a mixing bowl, and this company does various sizes, so I'll put a link in the description of this video where you can get these mixing bowls from. This one I think was 11.5 inches in diameter, yep, and 29 centimetres. They're very cheap. I think it was about £8, and then I just bought a plug hole, drilled a hole through, Bob's your uncle, one sink for a fraction of the cost of a proper sink. Downside is you end up with this pool of water in the bottom and you end up with a dirty ring, because the sink plug hole isn't countersunk into the bottom of the bowl. That's the only downside, but it is a really cheap way to make a sink, and they are available in various sizes, so you can get these down to about 8 inches I think, and they're stainless steel, so they're good. They should last forever. Now Sharon Crawford left a comment. Actually, she wrote me a bit of an essay. Thanks for that, Sharon. And she says that she's building a van, and it's nice to see that it's possible to build a van like this using basic tools. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link up here. But in that video, when I was showing my basic tools, I did actually miss out a hammer, which Sharon quite rightly points out, and some other people have mentioned this as well. Did you actually use a hammer during the course of the build of this van? And the answer to that is yes, I did, and I do apologise. I missed out my little tack hammer from that video. And all I used this hammer for was to hammering in cable clips, rather like this one. This is a rather large one. I did have some small cable clips as well, and yeah, I completely forgot to put the hammer in that video. So yes, I did use a hammer in my toolkit. Now, Chris Martin asks, Chris Martin? The Chris Martin? Anything's possible, right? Just wondering, your bed at the back, can you get a bicycle under it in the garage, or do you have to take the front wheel off? Chris, probably, and to be honest with you, I'm not really sure about the height of the bed, so let's go at the back and I'll give it a measure. We'll have a look. Now, cycling really isn't my thing. It's not something I'm into. I'm more of a water sports kind of person. But for Chris, I will tell you the height of my bed. And remember, I put the height of my bed to get optimum width. So this may be of interest to some other people as well. It is 27.5 inches or 70 mil. There you go, Chris. I hope that helps you out. Now, John Cunningham has asked me, he says, can I ask why you choose to hinge your cupboards in a different way from the other side? I'm guessing he means the cupboard doors. This side they lift up, this side they come out. Now originally this door did lift up. You can even see where the holes are, where the hinges were, or the handles were rather. And you can see 2 holes there where I hung the hinges. And I did hang this door so it opens upwards, but then I realised actually I'd be better off if they open outwards for one reason only, and that is so that I can put a mirror on the inside of the door, so when I'm having a shave I can see myself, and when I put my makeup on in the morning I can also see what I'm doing. After all, this is the money maker, right? So that's why my doors open outwards and not upwards, and that's why I like cladding as well, because it was so easy to change. Yeah, I might even remake these doors because they are a bit nasty on the inside where I altered it around. It's a bit messy in there, and the doors I made on this side I did in a different way. I used plywood on this side, and I think that looks a lot better. But on this side I did it the old way. This is the old fashioned way, and that's using bits of wood to hold it all together. But I think that way is a lot better, so I'm going to remake these 2 doors completely. And the best thing is, it's so easy to do. Now if it was compressed chipboard, laminated, I wouldn't be able to do that. So that's why I like this style that I use. It's easy to change. I can chop it and change it around as and when I please, and as and when the need arises. Yeah, it's all about experimenting and getting things to suit you, getting your van to fit you rather than you fit your van. And that's a good thing about this style, this rustic cladding style. Now this side, by the way, people have said to me, why haven't you got any turnbuckles? Because I couldn't find any. I've run out of turnbuckles, so all I did was put magnets in the corner. Both of these I've just held shut with magnets. So here's a question that I've been asked over and over again by a few eagle-eyed people that have spotted this, and I've kind of avoided answering that question. And the question is, what is that extra pipe coming from the top of your wastewater tank? I'll demonstrate. Well, I won't demonstrate, because if I do I'll probably get arrested or kicked off of YouTube. This piece of pipe is what comes off from my, and it's pretty self-explanatory really. Now don't worry, I've not used it just yet. Well, there you go. Hopefully you found this informative or mildly entertaining, and if you did, please do give me the thumbs up. Now before I go, I want to say a massive thank you again to Margaret for suggesting or giving me the idea to the title of this video. And if you've got any suggestions or questions, then please feel free to leave them in the comments section of this video. So once again, thank you for watching, and if you are new to my channel, please do consider subscribing, and by subscribing to my channel you help me feed a cat, and I've got two and they're both hungry. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ta-da for now. So on with the demonstration on how I open my back doors. Doesn't drain away, so you end up with this dirty ring. Nobody wants a dirty ring, right?